Mr. Cornell, members of the association, it is nearly 2 years since I attended the last dinner of our White House Correspondents Association. A great deal of water has flowed over the dam since then, and several people have flown over the water. 2 years ago, many months before Pearl Harbor, I spoke to you of the thought that was then uppermost in our minds of the determination of America to become the arsenal of democracy. Almost all Americans had by that time determined to play their full part in helping to save civilization from the barbarians. Even then, we were in the midst of the historic job of production, a job which the American people have been performing with zest and skill, and above all, with success ever since. Tonight, as I speak to you, we are in the war, and another thought is uppermost in our minds, and that is our determination to fight this war through to the finish, to the day when United Nations forces march in triumph through the streets of Berlin and Rome and Tokyo. Last September, as some of our publisher friends here tonight knew at the time, I made a tour of inspection through this country. Our men and some of our American women in North Africa. Out there is war. Those men know that before this war is over, many of them will have given their lives to their nation. But they know also that they are fighting to destroy the power of the enemies of this country, that they're fighting for a peace that'll be a real and lasting peace and a far better world for the future. Our men in the field are worthy of the great faith, the high hopes that we have placed in them. That applies as well to the men of our Navy, without whom no American expeditionary force could land safely on foreign shores. And it applies equally to the men of our merchant marine, who carry the essential munitions and supplies, without which neither the United States nor our allies could continue the battle. No American can look at these men, soldiers or sailors, without a very great emotion and pride, great pride, and a deep sense of our responsibility to them. Because of the necessary secrecy of my trip, the men of our armed forces in every place I visited were completely surprised, and the expression on their faces certainly proved that. I wish that I could pay similar surprise visits to our men in the other fields of operations. And don't let anybody, because I've said that, assume that next month I'm flying to Guadalcanal. But I wish I could see our men in our naval bases, in the islands of the Pacific, in Australia, on the mainland and the islands of Alaska, the islands of the Atlantic, the two Guianas, the Canal Zone, Iceland, Britain, Central Africa, the Middle East, India, Burma, and China.